What I plan on doing today is to compare Facebook, the largest Western social media website in the world, billion plus users through every continent, and against WeChat, which is the second largest website in the world. I had a couple of pretty bad dreams last night, which is not all too strange for me, but they were weird. They were political dreams, and from friends and family, and they all seemed to wildly disagree with me. And that's probably because late last night I was searching through my Facebook feed, and just the craziness on all sides of the spectrum of what I read and heard. Not the news articles or anything like that, but just people's opinions and the vitriol and the anger and the division and the separation that people were so eager to type down and post. And it just seemed really easy to do that. And I don't know if there was really any thought that went into it. First link, it's time for Facebook to copy WeChat by Forbes. Just for curiosity's sake. Alright, many in the West have long disdained Chinese firms as copycats. I'll somewhat agree with that. However, an example of Tencent's WeChat social media program, Western equivalents such as Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp, or Twitter look hopelessly inferior. Now, I'm going to strongly agree with this. There was a day maybe when Facebook was, the greatest thing in the world to communicate with new friends or old friends, to share media and content, but it's outdated, and in my opinion, it's shit. No joke. It's so outdated. It's such a pain in the ass to communicate with people. I use WeChat, and most of the foreigners that I know who are in China will use WeChat even if they go back to Canada. It's just so much better. So easy to communicate with friends and family on it, and to share content. It now boasts 700 million users, and each user has a personal QR code. Now, a QR code is, the small little dot picture that you have, and that's how you make friends, or you can advertise or do anything with it, send money. That's not really what I'm going to be comparing today. I'm not going to be really comparing the differences in the form of the two different messaging apps. What we're going to be looking at is the different spirits, so to speak, and how people communicate in the West via Facebook versus how people in the East communicate via WeChat. So we're going to look at the moments in China. That's like the Facebook feed of all your friends who are posting and what they post and how they post it, and versus Facebook. Let's go straight into Facebook. Lonnie Howe. It's 4 a.m. Screw me blind. Apparently he's having trouble sleeping. Now, this is a man that I knew back in high school, and we almost fought over a girl. We're not best friends or anything like that, but I usually agree with what he puts online. But as you can see, there's a general sentiment of negativity. It's not necessarily the most positive message. All right, here we go. Chris Bollister. Now, he is an amazing guitarist. Amazing. Just love this guy. He has great original music, and he has great, covers that he does. So, just a great guy. And he's British. I'm not sure if he's Canadian, but he lives in Canada. He's British. And now we're looking at Antifa Exposed. And his question is, can someone please remind me which side are all the hateful, bigoted specimens of humanity supposed to be on? And this is a video of all of these Antifa guys with their faces covered, smashing things, burning things, throwing rocks, pepper spraying. I don't know. It's a decent question. Hard image to watch, especially early in the morning when you're just waking up. Again, it's a negative emotion. It's a negative feeling. I think he's coming from the right. Now, this man, Bill Davies. Bill Davies is a guy that I know. that I've known for many, many years. He's an elder at the Turner Road Bible Chapel in Windsor. Good guy, very good guy. I didn't always agree with him or necessarily like him, but in recent years, I just found that he's just on point with most of everything that he puts online, and I find it informative and kind of tempered. It's not always in your face, me against you, or my idea is better than yours. There seems to be some kind of logic, and he thinks about what he's posting, and I think that's good for everybody. And what does he have on here? Here's his latest one. If you lived, as I did, several years under Nazi totalitarianism, and then 20 years in communist totalitarianism, you would certainly realize how precious freedom is, and how easy it is to lose your freedom. That's a fair comment, I think. Let's see what else we have in here. This is a man named... He was is a good friend of my parents. And I've known him ever since my childhood. He's a little bit aggressive, and it's me against you kind of thing when he posts or speaks something. There's no speaking to you; it's speaking at you, and nothing ever really good comes of that. I've been guilty of that a lot in my past, but just to give you a tone of what's on my Facebook feed, liberals are demanding the Egyptian pyramids be demolished because they were built by slaves. They also want Washington, D.C. renamed because George Washington had slaves. Liberalism is a disease. Time to find a cure. Now, Mr. Love you, Jenda. But when you call people's ideology a disease, and I don't necessarily disagree with you, but when you communicate to those people that way, it doesn't alter their perception. It just makes them think that you're a dick. And I'm guilty of this as well. Sometimes when I disagree with something, I'm trying to get better at it. But it's an echo chamber thing, and it's just straight negativity. Obviously, slavery is terrible, and everybody feels awful about it. And I understand what you're using. This is a hyperbolic meme, but I don't know. Just bad taste in the mouth, right? Now, this is a girl that I went to high school with and grade school with. Good girl. Some hard times recently. You all need to go home and leech off your mommy because you're weak. You could never do it on your own. You don't have the strength it takes. Take all you want. Everyone can see the truth. You'll always be beneath me. Must be so hard to watch me shine no matter what you throw my way. Enjoy your pathetic life together. You truly deserve it. I don't know what to think about that. I feel sorry for anybody having these kinds of tough personal times. But that's, just another layer of negativity, just like, boom, poured right into your cup of joe in the morning when you look at your Facebook feed. Here's another one. I am ridiculously observant to some things and then completely oblivious to other things. It's good. It's kind of schizophrenic, but, the same girl, two different messages, two different ideologies. Good friend of mine. Now... There are so many people who recently would call me a racist because of, the people I agree with or disagree with, or, the color of my socks or something like that. But this is Cheryl Gillen. That's a black girl. I dated her for 3 years. Am I racist? All right, Shannon Temple. I can't believe they sell toilet paper with shit already on it. Green Bay Packers toilet paper. Blah 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 blah. Ha ha ha. Toilet paper shit, Green Bay. My brother's a big Green Bay fan. Wonder how he'd feel about that. It's just negative, right? It's just dark and not too much, doesn't make me feel joyful. We'll go through a couple more here. Daryl McCormick, Snowflake Safe Spaces and Buttercup Ranch Group. Watchman and Confederate flag AR-15 comes to Charlottesville to honor Robert E. Lee, gets confronted by protesters. Yeah, of course. I just think the world's lost its mind. Jen, I just think they just lost their mind. Both the left and the right. Can I be honest with you? I think they're all fucking idiots. I just don't know what to say about it. Just so people know, during the Civil War, there were over 1 million men that fought to free the slaves and died. 1 million men. That's kind of... Not everybody's a racist. Not everything's about race. What the fuck is wrong with people? Anyway. There's only one race, the human race. Black and white. Everything's race. Division and separation. U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt forced approximately 110,000 innocent Americans of Japanese descent to be held captive in government internment camps during World War II. Be a member of the first hate group. Fucking kill me. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up, please. Oh. It hurts my head. I don't even know what that says. I don't know. Are you for me? Are you against me? Am I a racist, a bigot, or not? And what the fuck are you saying? I need to take a break from Facebook because these people are fucking idiots. So now let's contrast this to WeChat. Just looking at this, right now these are the conversations that I've had just recently. It's much more suited for speaking directly to people or to groups. SMCC. This is a group that I've been communicating with recently because I've joined a content creators group in China, YouTubers and things like that. And I just recently asked about microphones, and they gave me a bunch of pertinent answers. And just cool guys, fun stuff. We're all expats living in China. It's kind of cool. Last conversation I had was with my buddy Bob. You know, I showed him a video of my little daughter in my new bed. That's my new bed. I showed him that because we both are Chinese homeowners, and you know, we've been doing a lot of construction and renovations ourselves. So that's our new bed that we have. It's huge, and we just talked about that. You know, here's a video of my daughter dancing with her new Frozen dress. He's got a little girl the same age. Super easy to communicate with him, and
bed looks good. And Manny looks like she loves that dress.
You know, just super easy to talk to. You know, here's my wife. We do the most of our communications on here. Here's the most important thing that she does for me often is she sends money to me on WeChat. And this guy Winston. Now this is a guy. He's a YouTuber in China, and I just recently met him. And this guy has helped me out so much. It's not even funny with the technical aspects of producing videos for YouTube and different media outlets. And you know, he's super huge over here. No joke. He's like a celebrity. He's got 100,000 so subscribers, give or take. Each one of his videos gets a couple 100,000 views. I think I've seen one with over 1 million. And he's the real deal. And you know, really appreciate the fact that I got to meet him on WeChat very easily through these groups. A friend of mine, JD, who's Mr. Qingdao, set me up in these groups. Started off with me just flying my drone and then starting vlogs. And you just meet all of these people, and it's positive. All of the conversations are positive. So that's the direct communications. Now, if we go to, you know, the WeChat mentions, like the Facebook page, your main page, just look at our moments here. See how positive it is. Look, you know, here's a girl that I met at the hospital. Her name's Annie. She gave the ultrasound to my wife, and we just got to be friends. Here's a guy trying to sell something. Here's a funny political one. Kim Jong-il with Trump, and Trump with Kim Jong-il's hair. He's not a very political guy. Let's see what he has to say here. But it's funny, and it's, you know, the spirit's right. Here's more people, just, you know, selfies, duck faces, and things like that. Food, products. The WeChat main page is, you know, kind of dull, but it's all uplifting. Guy selling products, foreigners that I've met. Here's my boss, usually just talking about school stuff. Here's a guy, Ricky, who's in Sanlington in Beijing right now, and you know, on a Western food street eating fish and chips. giving me positive thumbs up, you'll see that there's nothing political here. People are chill. People are cool. It's just not a forum for us to get up into each other's faces and diatribe and separate and war. If you want to do that, the people over here do it privately, one-on-one, face-to-face. It's not for the whole world to see. I'm as guilty as everybody else in the Western Facebook world, but over here it just doesn't happen. And because of that, I believe this social aspects of living are just so much more copacetic. I had lunch yesterday with a couple of friends at a restaurant close to here. We were there for 2 hours, and not one political word being said. Now these are Chinese people, but I don't know. Please, people, let's be good to each other, yeah? Let's try not to be so bloody divided. Even though we disagree, it's okay. We can still be friends. We can still be friends. And let's talk to each other. Let's not talk at each other. All right. So that's the difference between Facebook and WeChat here in China. And let's be good to each other. Peace, love, and joy. Cheers.